Your math teacher Mukesh sir, class 9 is here with you once again. And in the previous video, student, I have sent how to make the data or how to arrange the data in tabular form. Okay, you have done the frequency distribution table. Okay, and now we are moving to the next, that is graphical representation of data. Graphical representation of data. In the previous video, we have arranged the data in tabular form, and now we will drive or we will put this data in the graphical form. So we will learn how to represent the data in graphical situation. So there are three parts. The representation, you can see this line. The representation of data through diagram help us to visualize the whole meaning of numerical distribution at a single glance. There are various methods of representing the data. Okay, and the methods are given. Number one, bar graph. Number one, it is bar graph. Number two, histogram, and number three, frequency polygon. Okay, so first of all, you have to see what is these topics. Bar graph. It is the simplest and most widely used graph in which the numerical data is represented by bars, rectangles of equal width in a bar graph. Okay, so the first point is the width of each bar can be any, but width of all the bars should be the same. Second, these are the points to remember. Second point, the space between consecutive bars should also be same. Okay, when we are representing the data as a graphical form or we are drawing bar graph, then there should be the space, and that should be the equal space. Okay, and the height of a bar is proportional to the numerical data it represents. Okay, so these are the points to represent the bar graph. And the second one is histogram. How to make the histogram? A histogram is a graphical representation of a frequency distribution in the form of rectangle, one after the other. In this one, student, bar graph like this you have to draw. First topic I am going to explain once again, bar graph, in which you will represent like this separately. Okay, rectangle forms, and these forms will be in separate form. This is bar graph. Okay, and when you will represent the histogram, then how will you represent the histogram? That I am going to explain. Histogram will be connected to each other, one after each. Okay, like this. It is called histogram. Okay, so this is the way that you can draw the histogram, or you can represent the data in the histogram form. Okay, so you can see the points. A histogram is a graphical representation of a frequency distribution in the form of rectangle, one after the other. Okay, the basis of these rectangles represent the magnitude of the variables of the class boundaries. So they are taken along the x-axis. Okay, and the height of these represent the frequencies. Frequencies will represent the height, the corresponding magnitude of the variable of the class boundaries. We can take as y-axis. Okay, so these are the points for the histogram. And the next one is frequency polygon. How we will represent the frequency polygon, and what is the frequency polygon? These points also you have to remember, students. After drawing a histogram of frequency distribution, after drawing the histogram like this, we have drawn the histogram. Suppose it is a histogram. Okay, this histogram we have drawn, and the point is saying when the midpoints of the respective tops of the rectangles, midpoints of the respective top, midpoints of these triangles, sorry, these rectangles, midpoints of these rectangles, okay, and join, then we have to join these. When we will join these points, then this line, suppose A, B and C, A, B, C, these 3 points are connected to each other, and this is known as the frequency polygon. Okay, so this is the frequency polygon. These are the points regarding the frequency polygon. Hope you understood. Bar graph, histogram and frequency polygon. Some points are there, you can learn also. See here, the midpoint of the top of the first rectangle is joined to the midpoint of the earlier interval. magnitude of the axis. Similar, the midpoint of the top of the last rectangle is joined to the midpoint of the last interval magnitude on the x-axis. Okay, so next interval on the x-axis we can join like this. You can draw. See, I'm going to explain. Suppose the class interval is started from here, so this midpoint you have to join here, and then next rectangle like this, and then like this. So here to here, this is the next, and you can like this join like this. Okay, so this is the frequency polygon. Okay, this is the way to represent the frequency polygon, and it is given if both histogram and frequency polygon are to be drawn, then it is advisable first to draw histogram and then join the midpoints of the top. If both you are drawing histogram and frequency polygon, then first of all you have to draw the histogram and then afterwards frequency polygon by joining the midpoints of the histograms. Okay, but if only frequency polygon is to be drawn, then first represent the class marks along x-axis. Okay, and frequency along y-axis, and then plot the points corresponding to the frequency at each class marks. Okay, note main point is there. Frequency polygon can also be drawn independently without drawing histogram. For this we require the midpoints of the class interval used in the data. See how without histogram how can you draw the frequency polygon? I'm going to explain. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. Suppose class interval is given 0 to 5, 10, 15 and 20 like this. Suppose this is the class interval and this side is frequency polygon 5, 10, 15 like this, and 0 to 5 there is 4, 0 to 5. So 0 to 5 we will 4, up to here we will mark 0 to 5 4. Okay, and then next or directly we are drawing the frequency polygon. So 0 to 5 in this middle point, here we will write midpoint. Okay, midpoint, and then 5 to 10 in between. Suppose 10 is there, frequency 10, then here middle of 5 to 10. Same as 10 to 15 middle. Suppose 5 frequency is given 5, and same as 15 to 20. Suppose it is given 15. So join these points, connect to each other, and this is called frequency polygon. So directly this way you can draw frequency polygon. Okay, some of the examples are there. I am going to explain with the help of the questions. You can see exercise 14.3 from your NCERT. Here it is given question number 1. A survey conducted by an organization for the case of illness and death among the women between the age 15 to 44 in years worldwide found the following figures in. So this question is given here. Here data and frequency is given. Represent this information graphically. We have to represent this information graphically, and then afterward we can give these answers. Okay, so graphically we have to draw the bar graph. See, first one, by representing causes on x-axis and family fatality rate on y-axis and choosing an appropriate scale, the graph of the information given above can be conducted as follows. Okay, so how we can conduct this, I'm going to explain. This is the bar graph form. We will draw the bar graph. Here the fatality rate is given. Illness on the x-axis, illness is given. This side and this side fatality rate. Okay, so you can see this side the bar graph 5, 10, 15, 20, and you can make like this. In the first one, if you will see the table, then in the first table you can see reproductive health condition is given 31.8. Reproductive health condition 31.8. So it will come between, see, between 31.8, 31 and then after 0.8. So near about here this graph will be 31.8. Okay, and same as the second one. Second one, what condition is given? It is given 25.4. So we have to draw 25.4. After the 25 it will be, see, here 25.4, near about the 25 it will be. Okay, so this is the way, and these I have drawn separately. These rectangles are separately we have drawn. Okay, so these are called bar graph. This question number 1 in NCERT exercise 14.3, this question is in the form of bar graph. So this is the way to draw the bar graph. And the second answer, reproductive health condition is the major cause of women's ill health and death worldwide as 31.8%. Maximum rate is this one, reproductive health condition of the woman. This is the main cause. Okay, and the third one, you can see the factors are as follows. What are the factors? Lack of medical facilities. What factors are there? Lack of medical facilities means in this area medical facilities are not provided. Okay, so that's why this fatality rate has been increased. Lack of correct knowledge of treatment, and maybe there is a lack of knowledge. They don't know the proper knowledge regarding the treatment. Okay, so these are the factors. These factors can affect this rate. Next, this is the question number 4. Okay, after the question number 1, some questions are there. You have to draw the bar graph. Okay, so here you can see the question number 4. The length of 40 leaves of a plant. It is given. Class interval is given here. Okay, this is the class interval and number of leaves given. First of all, what we have to do, this class interval is not in a regular form. It is irregular form. See 20 here it is given 118 to 126, and then after 126 it is 127, 135, then 136. So it is in irregular form. So first of all, we have to make the regular form. Okay, how we will solve this question, and after that we have to give the answer of these 3 questions. Draw a histogram. Is there any other suitable graphical representation for the same data? Yes, it can be. And the third one, is it correct to conclude that the maximum number of leaves are 153 millimeter long, and why? We have to give this answer. So what we will do, first of all, to arrange this data in regular form, what we will do, here it is given some points. You can see it can be observed that the length of leaves is represented in a discontinuous form. Discontinuous means not in a continuous and not in regular form. Class interval having a difference of 1 in between them. Class interval have a difference between one of them. See, 171 to 172. So there is a 1 difference. So what we will do, therefore 1 upon 2 0.5. Therefore 1 upon 2 we will make that half, and 0.5 has to be added. What we will do in lower limit, this side limit is lower and this side upper limit. Lower and upper limit. In lower limit we will add 0.5. In lower limit we will subtract 0.5, and in upper limit we will add 0.5. And after this we can find out our continuous class interval or our regular class interval. So you can see here how we can find out. And now you can see this class interval is in regular form or it is in continuous form. Okay, now we will draw the frequency histogram. So here this is the class interval. Okay, you can see this is the class interval here, and the class interval we will take on the x-axis and frequency on the y-axis. Class interval we will take on x-axis and frequency on the y-axis. So first class interval is 117.5 to 126.5, and then 126 to 135, and this line is showing that the x-axis continue from the origin, and we have taken from the next part. Okay, suppose like this is a line, and it is coming from here 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, so going on, and it reached up to 117.5. so this zigzag line is showing that this we have taken this much part only. Okay, so here this is the class interval on the x-axis, and then frequency will represent on the y-axis. So 17.5 to 26.5, what is the number? What number is given? You can see here 3. So here 3, and then same 5 and then 5, and we will connect then these rectangles, and it is called histogram. So this is the way to represent the question in histogram form. Okay, and now we will give the answer. First answer is this. representation of question in the histogram form. And the second answer is other suitable graphical representation of this data is frequency polygon. Whenever or wherever we can draw the histogram, we can represent the frequency polygon also. So this data we can represent in frequency polygon form also. Okay, so hope you understood. And the next is given as maximum number of leaves 12 has their length of between 144 to 1.5. Okay, and the minimum and maximum we have to give the answer. It is not necessary that all have their length as 153 millimeter. It is not compulsory, not mandatory that all these are having the length 153 millimeter. Okay, because some of having this one, some of having this length, so it is not compulsory that all leaves having the length of 153 millimeter. Okay, so this is the form of histogram. And next question, question number 7. This is also from your same exercise from NCERT book. The runs scored. There are two teams and they have scored the runs. Team A, number of balls 1 to 6 ball. 2, team A 2 and team B 5. Here also, student, you can see this class interval is not in a continuous form. It is discontinuous form. 1 to 6 and then 6 to 7, 12 to 13. Then after 13, 18 and 19. So it is not in regular form. So first of all, what we have to do, whatever we did in the previous question, same method we will apply in this question also. We will subtract 0.5 from lower limit and we will add 0.5 in upper limit. And then first of all, we will make the class interval in continuous form. Okay, so here we have to do this one. Let us do what? See, when we will subtract 0.5 from lower limit, it will come 0.5, and when we will add in upper limit, it will be 6.5. So now you can see this is this class interval is in continuous form. 6 to 5.5, then 6.5, 12.5, 12.5, 18.5, 18.5, 24.5, 24.5, 30.5, 30.5. So it is in regular form or in continuous form. Now student, we will make frequency polygon. And I told you that when we need to draw the frequency polygon, what we have to do, we can find out the class mark. Class mark by adding these two numbers and divide by 2. So this class mark will come. Okay, add lower limit, upper limit and divide by 2. Add lower limit, upper limit and divide by 2. And now frequency polygon we can make easily. Team A and team B both. Okay, so how we can make it? I am going to explain you. See, this way this is the x-axis and y-axis. Suppose here zigzag line we will take. First class interval is 12.5 and the second one is 18.5. Now 12.5 to 18.5. Team A, this is team A. Team A scored 8 marks, 8 points. Okay, team A scores 8 points. So in between these 12.5 and 18.5 के बीच में कितना आ रहा है? 15.5 आ रहा है ना? ये this is 15.5. So here it will come in between, and in between this the point will come here. So this point, okay, and we don't need to draw this line. Only point is sufficient. Same as the next point will come. Okay, next point suppose that is coming here and then here. So we will join directly this one. This is the frequency polygon, and when you will join this, it will come in this form here. A and B, both the teams in same graph, we can draw. This is frequency polygon. Okay, student, I hope you understood how to draw the frequency polygon and histogram. Okay, in this question I explained histogram and the bar graph and also the definitions of these topics: bar graph, histogram and frequency polygon. So note it down this work in your fair copy. Okay, God bless you, all the best. Thank you.